Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Giant Bomb Esports Arena. I am your host, Alex Navarro, and joining me, as always, for what is sure to be another scintillating competition, is my co-host, Ben Pack. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Alex. Thanks for having me. It's a great day for esports.
Indeed it is. We are a long way from the heady days of extreme football sports here at Giant Bomb. We have moved into the combat sports arena with Super Smash Bros. Melee. Once again competing for the title of Ultimate Esports Champion here at Giant Bomb, we have the greatest competitors in the known universe. One, Jeff Gerstmann, and one, Daniel Reichert.
This one here. Oh, sorry.
Now, Ben, I have to admit, I do not have a great deal of expertise in the arena of Super Smash Bros. Melee. This is a sport you are intensely familiar with. Please lay out for the audience what it is we will be doing today.
Thanks, Alex. So today we've got a pretty standard event here. You know, we've run through the bracket, and unsurprisingly, Dan and Jeff have come out on top. So they're meeting here in grand finals. They are both in the winner's bracket here, or losers, depending on how you want to call it. But we're going to have a straight-up best of 5. They've been supplied with the rules and regulations of the mode, and they are ready to smash.
Fantastic. I am also ready to smash, which I'm pretty sure is not a euphemism for anything. Now then, let's get to the competitors, and let's get to the competition.
So, gentlemen, I know you guys do not know all there is to know. I need a timer. All there is to know about this game. So I'm here to provide you everything you need to know about Super Smash Bros. Melee in 5 easy minutes. I've started the timer. Okay, here you go. In terms of characters here, you're looking at top tiers like Peach, Captain Falcon, Falco, Fox, Ice Climbers, Jigglypuff, Marth, and Sheik. Now, some of those characters are more hard than others. Good beginning friendly characters. You want Marth, you got Sheik. Some would argue Peach. Fox, definitely the toppest tier, but that's a high risk, high reward character. Same with Captain Falcon. You know, these characters utilize speed. Falco and Falcon and Fox are all what we like to call fast fallers, which means that, you know, in this game that's about knocking your opponent off stage, they are going to be easy to kill, but they're also heavy characters, so getting them off in the first place is tough. If you remember back to Metal Mario, that was a main concern of fighting him.
So it was hard to get Metal Mario off?
Yes, it's different.
It takes a while.
It takes a while, but it's high reward once you do.
Great, okay.
Mid-tier, you're looking at characters like Luigi, Ganondorf, Samus is a decent one. Some people like to say Young Link, Luigi are up there. The bottom tier, everyone else, guaranteed. You do not want to pick a Kirby. You do not want to pick a Pichu. And that's pretty much who you do not want to go with here. Pichu is a character notorious for being bad in this game because he likes to hurt himself. All of his moves damage him, as well as the opponent. He's kind of a joke character Sakurai put in the game because he's a madman. Now, if you want to go ahead and look in stages here, so go ahead and pick some characters, doesn't matter, these are not binding. We'll go ahead and look in the stages here. So with legal stages, you've got Yoshi's Island, Fountain of Dreams, Final Destination, Battlefield, and Dreamland. With Pokemon Stadium being available as counterpick, that's going to be one you don't pick for game 1. That is illegal. Do not do that. Each of these stages has their own blast zones. You're going to want Yoshi's has the smallest blast zone, both in width and height. Fountain of Dreams, also a very low high blast zone. Pokemon, also low. Battlefield's kind of your standard all-around stage. It's a lot of game 1 start at Battlefield. Final Destination, that's where you're going to want to go if you want to practice your chain grabbing, which of course you guys know how to chain grab. That's a Marth and Sheik specialty. Really only works against those fast-falling characters we talked about, and really only up until about 40%, and then they can escape with Shine. Now, let's go ahead and hop into a stage here, and I'm going to teach you guys everything you need to know about playing the game. Dan, if you mind handing over your controller here. So here's everything. All right, basically control stick to move, left, right, up. Up is jump. Not a lot of people use up to jump. Most people rely on the buttons. You got A for attacks, B for special moves, L and R for shielding. You can hold the shield button and flick in a direction, like left, right to roll, down to do a spot dodge. As you see, the longer you hold the shield, it'll eventually break. You also take damage, which lowers the shield. Recovery is a big part of this game because you're getting knocked off the stage a lot. You get one jump and an extra jump, aka a double jump. After that double jump, you have really no way of getting back other than your up B, which is hitting up and B. Most characters have an upwards up B attack, which will help them get back to ledge. Now, ledge is a really important part about this game. I missed it there on purpose. Ledge is really important here because once you get to the ledge, you have a lot of ways of getting back on. You see, I get invincibility when I hit the ledge. I'm flashing white there. I'm unable to be hit. I can get back on stage by either hitting up to flick myself onto the stage. I can hit L or R to roll onto the stage. I can hit jump to jump back onto the stage. I can hit attack to get a get up attack onto the stage. Stop it. Your B moves, everyone's got 4 B moves. Neutral B, side B, that's left or right, both do the same. Down B, and up B for a recovery type move. All right, now that we've gotten the basics out of the way, I'm gonna teach you guys the advanced tactics. Obviously, you guys know about wave dashing, but to perform a wave dash, it's actually really simple. A lot of people think wave dashing's hard, but it's got like a pretty high skill ceiling. But the thing is, like, once you kind of figure it out, it's really easy. And sorry, my sweater's falling off. All right, to do a simple wave dash, all you have to do is be on the ground, start with a jump, and that's gonna be your first part of the wave dash. And then once you jump, oh, sorry, 5 minutes is up.
Oh, yeah, I wanna know how to wave dash.
It's 5 minutes is up.
Is it?
They told me I only have 5 minutes.
You start with a jump.
I think that's the thing you get in Super Metroid after you get the ice beam.
Yeah, it goes.
Is this I'm trying to wave dash?
All right, now guys, if you want to go back to this character select, we will start us off on game 1.
That was a thorough, baffling explanation of the sport we are about to be playing. Thank you, Ben.
No problem, Alex. I like to consider myself an elite melee player.
Clearly. I don't know what that means. All right, so now the competitors are going to choose their characters. As we know, Pichu and Jigglypuff, not recommended. I forgot all the other things he said about the other characters, so I assume they're all fine. Let's see what they choose. It appears that we have a Kirby and we have a Mario.
2 unconventional characters, I'll say, Alex, but each have their own representatives in the pro scene. Triple R, a famous melee player from Canada, I believe, and A Rookie, a famous Mario player. They are now Rochambeauing to determine stage selection order. They have been supplied with the rules. This is following standard tournament rules.
Dan has won.
So Dan now gets to ban one stage that he does not want to play on. You know, he's going to take into consideration his character's strengths and weaknesses and weigh it against the blast zone of the stage that they're going to.
Do not enter the blast zone.
Do not enter the blast zone. Whatever you do, do not enter the blast zone.
Cannot recommend this
Jeff
enough.
is now banning 2 stages.
Why does the loser ban more?
Well, because now loser gets to ban 2, but now you get to pick from the remaining 2. So it's up to you which stage you would like to play on.
It appears
FD.
we are going to the final destination.
Why a Pokeball?
Kirby has become a Pokeball for some reason. Reasons that I cannot understand or fathom. Nonetheless, the competition has begun. Something is happening on screen. Ben, why don't you describe it for us?
Sure, well, right now you're seeing Mario so far has a commanding control of neutral here. The center of the stage is important to control in these games because it's a game about attrition. It's a game about pushing your opponents off the edge. So he who controls center stage is really in control of the flow of the game.
So similar to football, it is a game of inches.
That's right, Alex. It's also a game where any given Sunday, you can put 110% onto the field, but what really matters is who wants it more.
And also, if you achieve 110% on your opponent, it's a lot easier to knock them off, I am to understand.
That is correct, Alex.
Where? I have a question.
Yes, we have a question from the competitors. This is highly unorthodox, but
Yes.
we'll allow it.
Where are the items? We were wondering.
Items have been turned off as per regulation.
This is
Standard.
professional esports competition, gentlemen. Take your chuckle fuck bullshit
big first
out
stock.
of this arena.
We got the forward smash there from Jeff. The Scorpion Sting, as it's colloquially known as, which is named after Mango, aka the Scorpion Master, a Mario player in his own right.
Scorpions in this game?
No, but that'd be pretty cool. Did you see that trailer for Mortal Kombat 11?
Yeah, that was all right.
It's got that 21 Savage song in it, which I kind of think they suck, but it actually kind of fit the atmosphere they were creating.
Mortal Kombat's a sport I understand.
Yeah.
This is not Mortal Kombat.
This is not Mortal Kombat, but I wouldn't be surprised if Scorpion found his way into a Smash game one day. At the
I'd
rate
be
we're going.
very into that. Oh, and we have now evened the board, though Kirby continues to maintain, or Mario manages to maintain a basic lead here.
Alex, what would you like to see here so far based on what you've seen from these competitors? What do they need to step up?
They need to execute their game plan to the maximum degree. They need to not take unnecessary hits, and they need to figure out how wave dashing works. Those are my assumptions.
Grid analysis there, Alex. That's why you're the kind of analytical caster and I'm the play-by-play guy. You know, you got the big brain, I got the big mouth.
Yes, and look where that big brain got me. All right, it is now, once again, the board is evened up. The percentages are very close to one another.
Some taunting here from Dan Riker, the Kirby. Not a lot of people utilize taunting in this game, so I like seeing that.
So far, it looks like no one has really taken a command of this match, as both competitors seem to struggle to figure out what a lot of these attacks even do.
That's right. So far, we've seen some good, you really want to finish them off with smash attacks. That's your best way of executing a kill, and that's, I think, all these stocks so far have been taken by smash attacks. Now, Alex, I just realized something.
Yes.
When the Pokeball eats somebody, it looks like he's capturing them like a Pokemon.
Yes.
That's it.
Is that what Vor is?
Sadly, I think it is.
Okay. I was doing some Googling before this match.
What's your weirdest fetish?
Anyway, so far it looks like Kirby is back in the lead here. I forget who's playing which character at the moment.
I believe Dan is Kirby.
Okay, so Dan currently has the
I
advantage.
could be wrong. I think
think
Dan's
you are
Kirby
correct.
because he's taunting more.
Yeah, that would make some sense.
Obviously, they can't hear us because they've got the soundproof
Yes.
gamer headsets that were provided to us by our sponsor Michael Hyam of GameSpot.
So right now, if Mario takes one more fall, advantage Kirby.
That's right.
First game will go to them. Now this is a best of 3 series, as I am to understand it, or best of 5.
Best of
First
5.
to 3 wins.
First to 3 wins. And sometimes you get in these circumstances where you're behind in a game and you start thinking about the next game, right? It's like, I'm thinking about, okay, what's my counter pick stage gonna be? Am I gonna change character? There's a lot of that, but you can't let that shake you. You're still in the game until the last moment.
Indeed, I am constantly thinking about that. So, now it is 1v1 here. There's next one off the board, takes the match.
That's right. We've got Mario's approaching kill percent here. Kirby's doing his best to just whittle away and finish it off with one of the smash attacks. Maybe that down B that Dan seems to be pretty fond of.
Truly, there has never been a more exciting Smash Brothers competition since the time that guy who played Jigglypuff won. He may have won more than one. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure who I'm talking
He
about.
tends to win quite a few games.
Yeah, whoever that was, I'm sure he's very good at this game.
And I'm sure he's watching.
Yes. Who does not watch the Giant Bomb Esports Arena? All right, we have a kill percentage. Now it is just a matter of executing the game plan, getting them off the board, making sure they do not hit the ledge.
Ooh.
Oh, we have a ledge.
Close recovery there.
And Mario is back. He's throwing fireballs.
Oh, that was a good up B right there. That
Yeah.
was kind of an Ume Shoryu.
Yes, it was. Definitely. All right, Mario is playing dangerously close to the edge here. That is a spiked ball. That does not do anything when it is stationary. That is a bucket, I think, or a weight. I'm not really sure.
That move dates back to the stone ability from Kirby Superstar on the Super Nintendo. A game where you could become a rock or a statue or a 1-ton weight. And then once in a while, you had a very low percent of getting a big-looking golden statue, kind of Adonis-looking guy, and I thought that was really cool when that happened as a kid.
I also thought that. We have our first game awarded to one Daniel Reichert. Do you want to interview the competitors and see how they are feeling after that first match?
Yeah, let's just check in now. Dan, you
Hello, yes.
You kind of started out at a loss there. Jeff had an early lead, and you managed to come back. What do you owe that to?
I knew he would expect the wave dash repeatedly. I know it's common, and so I decided to counter by actually omitted the wave dash from my arsenal.
Smart.
And focused on that thing where Kirby turns into a ball or something heavy and lands on your noggin.
That's right. Okay, now Jeff, you are behind the game here, but the counter pick is now in your favor. Do you think you have a strategy set?
It's downloaded. It's done.
Round one is data. That's right. All right, now let's see if they're going to stay with the same characters here, Alex.
Indeed, it looked as though Kirby had, Dan seemed to have a fairly strong grasp of what Kirby was doing. We have new picks all around here. We have Young Link going to Dan Reichert, and I did not quite catch who the other one was. Ben, did you?
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
The doctor version of Mario.
The prescription for the next match is pain. All right, we are in the process. Oh, here we go. All right, so.
All right, we've counterpicked here to Stadium, a stage that a lot of top-level players have a lot of interesting things to say about this stage. You know, this stage is infamous for its transformations. There's several different types: fire, water, wind, and earth. Each
Is
with
the
their
fifth
own.
one love?
The fifth one is love, but only if you have the multi-pass.
Fantastic. All right, so far a fairly even match. Both players seeming to feel each other out, trying to figure out what the fuck these characters even do. Dr. Mario is spun out of his mind. Young Link, he has a sword.
That's right. He has, I believe, the Kokery Blade. I am not 100% sure if that is correct, but it is not the Master Sword, which means his attacks, while faster, deal less damage than normal Link.
I mean, that's just math.
That's just math, and also a little bit of physics.
Indeed. All right, well, we have a kill percentage here on Dr. Mario. Link is choosing the distance game here, which appears to be having zero effect.
That's right. The Kokery Shield is notable for being a smaller shield than adult Link's, which can deflect projectiles. Unfortunately, young Link's shield is made of wood, and that's not good.
No, it is not. Wood, not good. Mario is throwing drugs and shoulder checking people off the map. All right, so we have a double kill percentage here. We are waiting to see who will make the first strike. Who will be the first one off the board here?
Now, Dr. Mario here, he is what we in the Melee community like to call one of the Mario characters. The other two being Mario and Luigi, because they all behave in similar ways. But Dr. Mario rather, is infamous for his move, the Sex Kick. I wish I was making that up, because it's his neutral air move that gets stronger the longer it stays out.
Is that official terminology, or is that something you people in the community came up with?
I believe that is not in the instruction manual, but as far as that goes, I don't know. It might have been named by Sakurai, it might not have.
You people are filthy. All right, so here we go. The board is even. We have a slightly higher percentage on Dr. Mario there, but it's still anyone's life here.
That's right, Alex. It's a nail biter through and through. We've only seen so far the Earth stage, I believe that is, and it's one of the least troublesome stages. But we'll see here if we get some of the more
Let's get some wind and fire in there.
Alex, do you remember?
I do.
The 21st night of September?
I try not to, but I do. All right.
Young Link has taken the lead.
Indeed, Young Link has taken the lead. We now have a windmill. Wind has arrived.
Stage. Now, if you remember back to Genesis 4, Plup versus Mango. The windmill can really mix up one's recovery, and it's really a game changer because, you know, most competitors will have realized their ledge angles pretty perfectly, but when you introduce a moving element like the windmill, it gets a lot more tricky.
I'm ashamed to admit that when that was taking place, I was hopped up on Quaaludes, so I don't remember it particularly well.
You get those from Dr. Mario?
Well, that's what he was calling himself, but I can't say for certain that he was a doctor. All right.
His name may have been Mario.
Yeah, that's distinctly possible. All right, so right now the board is even, but we have a stronger percentage on Dr. Mario right now. Young Link so far seems to have maintained the advantage in this match. I believe that is Dan Reichert. I'm constantly losing track of who is playing who, but that is not important at all.
No, I also sadly have lost track of who is who. They're both mashing the controllers in similar ways, so it's hard to match up the moves with what I'm seeing and what I'm seeing.
Yes.
But,
Oh, that was a strong attack of some sort that did some damage. All right.
That down air attack, very deadly.
Indeed.
One of Young Link's best kill options.
One more knockout for Young Link, and it will be a 2-0 match lead for Dan Reichert.
You know, going into this, I felt like these two competitors, they're very equally skilled in a lot of regards, but when it comes to inane bullshit, I have to give the slightly to Dan Reichert on that front.
Yes. When it comes to inane bullshit, we know what we're talking about.
Here we go. The rock stage, the most infamous of the transformations because of that Death Valley there in the middle that Young Link has fallen into. It's very easy to rack up a lot of damage. We got one of the only areas in the games where you can do an infinite based on if they are teching or not. Oh, I didn't tell him about teching.
Could you tell me about teching? Here, instead of that, I'll tell you about the last time I was in Death Valley. So, I was hanging out with Josh Homme and doing a bunch of ayahuasca. You don't want to hear the story? All right, we'll talk about it later.
I want the name of your ayahuasca guy, but
that's not for public broadcast. So we have a 2-game lead to 0 for Daniel Reichert. Ben, take it to the competitors. Let's see how they're feeling.
Dan, you've shown a strong 2-stock victory there. What do you think going into game 3? What do you think you need to watch out for?
I'm going to shoot with you here because I don't think I have to watch out for much. I think Jeff, we've known each other for a while. I don't know if he knows that I literally set a Guinness World Record for playing this game. So I know we are both esports experts. I know we're both incredibly well versed in this game, but I do have the Guinness World Record. I don't think he can match up to that. So I'm not super concerned. I think I'm going to sweep the table. I think people say that.
Jeff, when's the last time you swept your table?
I got a tablecloth, so it's just, you don't have to sweep it.
Do you like at restaurants when they come by with that little metal thing that they use to scrape the crumbs off?
No, it makes me feel like I don't deserve. It makes me feel like, oh, geez, don't do that. I don't deserve this. No, I don't. Just leave it. It's just crumbs.
It's just crumbs, Alex. It's just crumbs.
Indeed it is, Ben. So, we are now at an elimination match here. Dan only has to take one more victory and he will be declared Giant Bomb Esports Champion for an entire year. Now, to be clear, this is a different title than the one you would have won in the Giant Bomb Annual Winter Games, in which you would take home the Aggro Craig. I am not actually familiar with what anyone from this match will take home, other than the ability to say you were slightly better at Smash for a year.
That's right, Alex. We had considered getting some sort of trophy, but I forgot.
Whatever.
All right, we're seeing our first top-tier character here in Captain Falcon. I believe that is Dan, with Jeff as the Samus in an Iron Man costume.
Now, tell me, what is it that makes Captain Falcon, apart from his handsomeness, which is under no question here, what makes him a top-tier character?
You see, Captain Falcon is one of the fastest characters in the game. He's got the fastest ground run speed, and so he can really utilize that to apply a lot of safe pressure. Outside of that, he has a lot of true combos with his stomp into knee as being the most classic example. That's a down air into a neutral air, which kills at about 40+%.
You gotta watch out for that neutral air.
That's right.
All right, so we have a kill percentage at this point on Captain Falcon, but so far, Jeff has not been able to do the deed.
And I will say this, of all of Captain Falcon's matchups, I would say Samus might be one of the more difficult. Samus famously has a very thin, hard-to-hit hitbox, and is a very floaty character, which Captain Falcon likes it if he can combo you. He likes it if you're a heavy or normal character, but if you're floaty, you're getting away from him. It makes it harder to combo. So good counter pick here from Jeff, even though I believe he picked first.
Yes. All right, so again, so far, no one has been able to make. Oh, wow! That, my friends, is a stunning turnaround advantage
Smash,
record.
where are you at? Top 10 Falcon punches. We just saw it.
All right, and we have our first knockdown. Potentially. Oh no, he is coming. Oh, and
he
that
cut
is
that
going
recovery short. It gimped him.
Yep. Is that the preferred nomenclature?
Unfortunately, it is.
That's a shame. All right. So we are continuing on. The match is even. We have a slight percentage advantage toward Captain Falcon here, but it's still anyone's game. I don't know what you're laughing at. There's nothing funny about esports.
You're right, Alex. I need to snap it together. I think it's I'm delirious from all of the esports.
Well,
I think it has overwhelmed me.
When we're done here, you can be delirious with some of this ayahuasca I have in my trunk.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
It's good stuff.
I think the best way to come down from an esports high is by just tripping your balls off.
I got it from Argentina.
Ooh.
So again, so far a very even match. No one has really shown any significant advantage here in their play style. Hard to say whether this is due to, just simply even skilled matchup here, or the fact that neither of them know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm gonna lean towards the first one. I'm seeing
Yes.
a lot of very subtle keys here, like if I do a little play-by-play calling here. Now watch as...
That's my job, but I'm going to allow it.
Watch as one character, typically Samus here, is holding the neutral ground, right? Samus is holding the middle of the stage, letting Captain Falcon do unsafe approaches.
And so far, that seems to be working out all right. As we know, Daniel Reichert is a very risk-heavy player. He is a man who is willing to throw his body into the mix to potentially achieve a quick victory.
That's right. I would have liked to see a gentleman there from Captain Falcon. The gentleman, of course, is the two-hit jab without hitting that third rapid jab. You need to time it exactly right. The beat is about bop, bop, bop. You need that space between the third and second bop.
Always keep a space between the bops. All right, we have an even count again, 2-2, but it's still anyone's match. Constantly competing here for the neutral ground. It seems like everyone is trying to hold that space as best they can when they are down there.
That's right, and holding space is the name of the game,
It's actually called Super Smash Bros. Melee, as
sorry.
I am to understand
I'm
it.
checking my notes, you're right.
Okay. Amateurs.
Alex, what do you think is going through the competitors' heads right now? Do you think Jeff is worried at all about being eliminated?
I think Jeff is just trying to squint at the CRT screen and is maybe not thinking too hard about much of anything.
That's right. I should mention the TV we are using here is the Hello Kitty portable CRT TV. It is one of the most lagless CRTs you can find on the market. Of course, Smash Melee has to be played on a CRT, or else everyone's going to complain about lag the whole time.
Indeed. What is it about the Hello Kitty brand, you think, that eliminates that level of lag from the TV? Why is it that the Hello Kitty people were able to figure this out, but no one else was?
I think it really comes down to, Hello Kitty is maybe one of the first slice of life animes that a lot of people really got into, and to me, it doesn't get more slice of life than playing a potentially violent video game at a very low latency.
My favorite slice of life anime is King of the Hill. All right, we are evened up. It is 0-0. It is literally anyone's game.
That's right.
We have an advantage here. Captain Falcon has taken a lead here on this final match point. Can Jeff Gerstmann make the comeback of comebacks? Can he do it? Can he eliminate the braggart Dan Reichert?
Oh, shit!
My God.
You hate to see this kind of thing happen, Alex.
I don't. All right, so it is now 2 matches to Dan Reichert, 1 to Jeff Gerstmann. The competition continues. Ben, take it away.
You can keep this one brief. Jeff, how do you feel about Dan Reichert self-destructing there at the end of the last match?
It was pretty much, I was expecting it. You can see him just kind of losing his grip on it over the course of the match. So I figured if I just wait him out long enough, he'll eventually just kind of do it to himself.
Dan, same question.
Captain Falcon does some moves that send him going far away, and sometimes you go off the stage and you don't have time to get back on the stage, and I died at the end.
That's some really good insight there from the competitors. As commentators, we're obviously not top-level players. We have some knowledge of the game, but hearing the words come from the competitors themselves, the people who are the best of the best at this game, you really get some good insight.
Speak for yourself, Ben. I have no knowledge of this game. All right, we are going to the 4th round. We have Donkey Kong versus, is that Samus again?
That is Samus again.
All right.
Just sticking with the one that brought him.
The double Samus, as we like to call it here in the esports arena. So far, a lot of rolling on Jeff Gerstmann's behalf. It appears that Dan Reichert went for an early power bomb, but that did not pay off.
No, I believe I don't know how much I should reveal here, but I believe I have a little insight into what might be Dan's strategy in this match based on some...
It's literally your job, so please reveal this immediately.
It's the thing he just did. He likes to grab him and walk off the stage. It's a tactic that is a little underhanded, but there is a counter to it. I will see if Jeff can figure it out on his own.
All right, so far we have one elimination each, one done by the dastardly Dan Reichert using an underhanded technique that is nonetheless legal.
It's actually overhanded. He kind of carries him. Now, it's good here that on Dreamland, a stage with the largest blast zone, this is a stage that really favors floaty characters like Peach and Jigglypuff, characters with good recoveries. They can utilize that large blast zone. Neither of these characters are floaties, so we're not going to have a game that might go into a timeout. This stage is notorious for being one of those that it is quite easy to stall and get a timeout victory on.
Is that something people actually do? Because that sounds kind of fucked.
Yeah, that Jigglypuff player has done it on occasion. He doesn't do it so much anymore because people got really mad at him for doing it.
Yeah, I can see why. All right, so there is a kill percentage on Donkey Kong, but so far, Jeff has not quite figured out the strategy against this very grapple-heavy character.
Yes,
what does he need to do, Ben?
I think it's all about keeping a safe distance here. Donkey Kong is a large character, but a lot of his hitboxes aren't as generous as you would think. Whereas Samus has some pretty long limbs. She's got some long legs, really long and reaching smash attacks. I think there's a sweet spot just outside of Donkey Kong's comfort zone that Samus can really abuse.
Yeah, it's true. Donkey Kong is not known for his rocket attacks, whereas Samus is.
That's right. Donkey Kong has not gone into space and to become a bounty hunter. He doesn't even know what the Chozo are.
Diddy Kong, on the other hand, has.
Yeah, and that's why he's banned in this game.
Yeah.
Like a sausage.
I don't...
Apparently, we're getting word that Chozo is a type of sausage. Maybe a...
They have it at Chipotle now.
Alex.
I'm not a fan of letting the competitors make the jokes here. I'm going to say that is a violation of our broadcasting contract.
That's right. It's in our contract, which I'm reviewing here.
We get to have the jokes. That's how this works. All right. Jeff is still making some good inroads here. It is a 2-2 match here. There is still anyone's game. Both have a kill percentage. So the next one to knock them off will have a strong an advantage, but not necessarily a super strong one because an instant knockoff is still available.
I'm also realizing a very vital in this part of this game that I didn't even talk to them about, which is DI.
Well, you only had 5 minutes.
I did only have 5 minutes, and I got the really important stuff out of the way. But I believe Jeff could have actually lived from that last kill move had he DI'd down.
Always DI down.
Oh, well, you don't
always DI down. Never not be DIing down. All right, it is 0-0, folks. It is anyone's matchup. All we need is one little advantage, one moment of strength, one moment of clarity, and this will be the end of this match.
That's right. I'm seeing Dan's going back to the grab strategy, which worked so well for him for the first couple stocks. Jeff seemed to have adjusted to it a little bit. He's being a little safer, using more projectiles.
Maintaining some distance. Now, what would happen if both of them were to go off right now? Who would win?
Well, whoever hits the blast zone first, but if it's the same time thing, it goes to a sudden death match where they both start at 300%.
Okay, So the kill percentage is on for Donkey Kong. Right now, he is taunting. I don't know what that does. Probably nothing.
It looks really good, especially Donkey Kong's taunt, because he kind of looks into the camera and makes a Jim Halpert face.
Is that a television reference of some kind? Oh my goodness, folks. We have a tie game. It is 2 games Dan Reichert, 2 games Jeff Gerstmann. A final elimination match coming up. Ben Pack, talk to the competitors.
Jeff, you really brought it back there. You've won with 2 Samus games in a row here. Do you think you're going to play Samus in the 3rd?
I just want to send a shout out to my sponsors, everyone that's on the team, really helping make it happen. Thank you for sending the chair. The lumbar support is very good, and the colors are only mostly gaudy.
Dan?
Yeah.
Similar question. You've changed your character throughout here. Is there anyone you're leaning towards now going into this last match? You've seen Jeff's Samus style. Do you want to counterpick it?
Yeah, I think I like Donkey Kong a lot. He used to be my guy because when I would play against my sisters, it would make them very mad when I dragged them off the stage. But I'm realizing that now I am in the esports arena, so we are playing stock, and it is one-on-one, so it's not a really good way to win. So I'm going to not be Donkey Kong.
He is not going to be Donkey Kong. He is the leader of the bunch, and we know him well. But this time, he's going to hell.
That rhymes. All right.
Not going to be him again.
Right, he's going to hell because you're not picking him, I think.
Oh, that's in the past. I mean, we got another match to go.
Yeah.
We do have another match, folks. This is the final elimination match. This is collusion, folks. They are colluding with one another over character selection.
They're suggesting characters to pick for each other.
Like split the pot.
It's collusion.
Should we just split the pot?
If you be Ice Climber...
There's no pot. There's literally no money for this.
But there is ayahuasca.
Okay, all right.
If you want the drugs in my trunk, one of you has to win.
Trunk drugs.
I'm going to be Big Link.
All right, we have Large Link versus Samus again. Jeff seems very comfortable with Samus as his pick. Is this going to be a problem matchup for him, Ben?
This might be a problem. Link has a very reliable kill move with his up B, and Samus being a floaty character will have some trouble recovering. Now, we're going to Final Destination here for the last game. It's the Final Destination for
one of my favorite film franchises. That car accident in the second movie, my God, that is a piece of action cinema, let me tell you.
Holy moly.
That is brutal. But not nearly as brutal as the competition we are about to see right now. All right, so far, it looks like Link's strategy of throwing shit at Samus seems to be working.
That's right.
But
it's
Samus,
a projectile-heavy match here.
Yes, Samus is recovering. It is a narrow lead, but anyone's match, anyone's round, anyone's anything. This microphone is too
anything. Large. Alex, I believe that is not even a microphone.
Believe me, I know what a microphone looks like. I have been doing this for 73 years.
You look great.
Yes, I've had some work done.
Speaking of work done, we have some work getting done in the match here with Link taking the first stock.
Indeed. I don't know what a stock is. I assume that means the first life.
Yes.
Okay, good. So far, we got a little sword pogo happening there. Jeff has a kill percentage, but he has not been able to get Link off the board just yet. Oh, and it looks like we now have a tie match.
That's right. You know, Link is quite a heavy character. He can be hard to get rid of, but his recovery is quite awful. So once you get him off the stage, it's easier to keep him off there than you would think.
All right. And, that is going to do it for Samus on that one. It is now a 3-2 match. Samus in some trouble here. Jeff is going to have to figure out a strategy that works better than the one he's currently trying to employ right now.
That's right. What I would like to see here is Dan is doing a lot of work getting in on the close range and Final Destination, you know, it's working well for his stage selection. Final Destination, a stage with no platforms,
yes,
makes it a lot easier to approach your opponent and a lot harder for your opponent to run away.
All right. We have a kill percentage on Samus. Can Dan do this? Can he close out this match against Jeff Gerstmann? Oh, it is now a 3-1 match. This is dangerous territory, folks.
To end this with a 3-stock would send a clear message that Dan has been able to fumble his way through this game better than Jeff.
That is accurate. Going for the sword pogo, it's a good-looking move. It's one I heavily approve of. I do not believe Dan is going to be able to recover there. So now Jeff just has to keep his distance. He has to find a way to take that neutral ground. He needs to find a way to hold position.
That's right. You know, we're seeing you can't get flustered in this kind of a scenario. You can't. The victory is within grasp, but you can't overreach, right?
Indeed. All right, here we go. We are nearing a kill percentage on Samus. We are in the range. Not a lot of hits landed since that last fall for Dan. He seems to have gotten back in control here.
That's right. You know, he's opening a lot of options here. I think a back air, a down air, or an up B are all viable kill options. There we go.
That is the end of the match, ladies and gentlemen and everyone. Dan Reichert is your new World eSports Champion. Ben, talk to the loser, talk to the winner, but spend more time talking to the winner.
I'm trapped on a...
I don't give a shit. Interview the competitors.
Can you guys hold this? Here we are. You know, we had a really good match here. Dan started out with some early victories. Jeff made a viable threat comeback, but in the end, Dan's really aggressive style of gameplay ended up winning. Jeff, what do you think you're going to do to prepare for next year's games?
He turned off items, and I'm not going to let him do that next time. That's wrong. It's wrong.
Dan, do you think your victory is slowly on the fact that there was no items?
Oh, I think it's because as a serious esports player, I know the correct way to play Smash Brothers is to turn off all the fun parts of it, like the fun items and the cool stages, and just ignore all the fun, like Nintendo fan service and all that stuff, and then just do all the confusing stuff and all the strategies that I utilize to beat Jeff, like my wave dashes.
Great. Well, it's been a great time here at Esports Central. I'm going to come join my co-commentator for a final goodbye.
Indeed, Ben, it has been a delight calling this video game competition with you, as always. What do you expect to see in the coming year from these competitors? What do you think what kind of competition can we expect from them the next time around?
Well, I think no matter what happens, whoever wins, we lose, because we have to hear them talking about their victory for a whole year.
Yeah, and I have to go back to the East Coast with Dan, and I'm never going to stop hearing about this. Well, until next year, folks, I am Alex Navarro. This is Ben Pack. Those were some guys. This has been the Giant Bomb Esports Competition. I forget what we call this thing. We will see you next year, hopefully with a better game.